Cheers to you, my dear creative friend. I hope you're doing well out there today. I have the flip through of my first Christmas journal that I've made this year, and this is the 4th video in the series. Thank you for being here, and if you're new, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. It's so good to see you again. This will just be a pretty quick flip through, I hope, although famous last words. Here's how the tassel turned out. Pretty simple. Some glass beads, jingle bells, and made on some pretty thick string. Put on my alligator clip here, same way I like to do it now with the little string. I did end up using these on the spine, 2 of them anyway. It's 2 signatures. It has this closure here. This is from a bag, like the string from a bag that I saved, and this is from some old jeans that I had. And the way that I put these on is I just take a couple of these washers that I find out. They're already aged from the weather, and then I put this inside of that with some E6000 glue, and that holds it tight. And I've put a hole through here and just tied that off. It's got book corners, and then here's the back. It has this on it. And this is one of the journals that I did in a mass make and then set it aside, and I'm just now getting around to making the journal. I used a lot of the same vibey things that I always do, so you'll see those in here. The coffee sleeves that I make into pockets, so that makes this a double pocket here. And then I use those other bigger wood pieces inside. Made some corner pockets. I have a certain way that I like to make my journals, and so it's different colors, different papers, different paper techniques, but a lot of similar vibe to my journals, and they're always writing journals. I ordered these papers from Temu, and I didn't pay close attention. It looks like they used maybe AI to generate these papers, and there were some places on them that just didn't look Christmassy at all, so I covered them up with magazine images and stickers and things that I had in the Christmas stash. And then I got this paper ribbon stuff in a haul somewhere, and I just made a bunch of the paper scrunchies. I can never remember the official names of any of this stuff. I don't commit that to memory for some reason. And anyway, you know what these are, and so I've made these out of the fabrics. And then I made a few magazine images into some little journaling cards. I had some clocks, and I used those in a few places throughout. Some of the pages were pretty, and I liked them as they were. Like this one was fine. I added the clock just to give it a little bit more dimension, but other than that, it was fine. And then this one had some kind of weird looking black images on it, and I wanted to cover that up, so I used a magazine image to do that. And I just took some lace and made these paper borders with that too. If you saw the last video in my process, it was just a short little video for episode 3. There was the black stuff was showing on this page, so I covered that up. And then I used stickers, the Christmas stickers, and have the beads on my tassels here, the signature ties. Been doing that in all my journals. Really love to do that. That little cluster, it hides some messed up stitching, and I got to use the stamps that I've saved from Christmas cards. And I left these blank because I will go back when I work in a journal and put stuff in from the time period that I'm working in the journal, and I found if I embellish it so much, then there's nowhere for me to do that, or the journals get really big and chunky and then they don't want to close and it will tear up the signatures. So I leave space in my journals now so that I have the creative area, I guess, to go back and edit. And I'm gonna have to glue that back down. I just tore that. Some of these book pages are really fragile, and I leave a lot of tuck spots so I can tuck in things, pockets. And there's another little cluster I added to this page. This angel came off the Christmas card, the envelope, that's what I'm trying to say, and I thought that's really pretty. She's holding a dove. I used some of those clusters I made a few years ago in here. Another belly band, papers from my old planner that I love to be able to use. My favorite thing is to recycle and try to use what I have. I really kind of give myself a challenge to use what's in my stash and not buy more stuff, especially when I'm in the middle of a project, but that doesn't always work out. Sometimes I have to buy some things to finish up, especially if I'm making the journal for somebody. But I do try to really stick with that and just use what I have and challenge myself to be creative with the things that I have and try to make them work. So that's just something I really enjoy doing, giving myself that little challenge. I noticed that I use the word joy a lot through here, so definitely want to find as much joy in life as possible. I used to focus a lot on the word happiness and like, oh, you know, want to find happiness, but I've realized that it's really joy that I'm seeking and want to try to be in that state. And just these little things, like making this journal, sharing it here with you, I feel a true sense of joy in that, and it brings me a lot of fulfillment. And I guess even in the moment of doing this, it brings me happiness as well. But joy is that long-lasting feeling of just an internal contentment, I think, and that's what I really want to foster in my life. I made this a long time ago, and so it's a really big tag, and I laminated it, and I kind of wish I hadn't, because these puffy stickers kind of do weird with the laminating, so I won't be laminating anything with puffy stickers anymore. And then here's the back, another couple pockets here, and then one of my planner pages became the writing board, these cute little foxes. The writing board for, whoops, the writing board for this journal. Well, that's the end of this flip through. Thanks for being here. Please take good care of yourself, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.